Aloha everybody out there, this is Jurek coming to you from Hawaii. I'm on the island of Oahu and I just wanted to take this time to do a quick little video. I want to talk today about the myth, the great myth of the REO. What is REO? Real estate owned. Who is a real estate owned by? Usually a bank. They call them REOs, as most of you probably know. They're often also called a bank foreclosure, or they're called bank owned or foreclosure, okay? Now, a couple years ago, REOs, bank foreclosures in most areas were deeply discounted. But what is the great myth today? In a lot of areas that are in demand and hot areas, such as California, Arizona, Florida, and there's other hot markets in the country, the great myth of the REO, banks are now starting to price these REOs at market value. And why are they getting market value? Let's take Florida for example. I don't live, say I didn't live in Florida and I want to buy a property there. If I don't know the market, there's a myth where I think if I buy an REO, I'm going to get a great deal. So maybe I'm an out-of-state buyer or out-of-country buyer even, and I see an REO and they're asking a certain price. I may offer that because I think, hey, it's going to be a great deal because I've heard bank-owned properties can be great deals. But what I want to tell you, there used to be a gap. REOs in a lot of areas could be 25, 30, 35% off of the fair market value, what the property was worth. Today, in a lot of areas, that gap is closing. What's happening is a lot of banks are pricing REOs at market value, and in some cases, in hotter markets, even above. So what do you need to do? You need to do your homework. Don't just assume if a property is an REO, it's a great deal, because it may not be. You need comps from your realtor. Get at least 3 good rock solid comps from that realtor. Make sure you understand value in that market. By understanding market value, you're going to be better off in a position to make an offer. And don't let the asking price intimidate you. I could care less if a bank is asking $250,000 and the realtor says, oh, you got to offer 98% of that in order to be considered. Who cares? Offer what you want. Or they may say, well, you know, the bank said they need 10 days to consider all offers. Make your offer, let it expire. If they want your offer, they could come back to you in a counter offer. I believe if more investors out there take a stand and you say, hey, you know, we're not going to pay these prices, we're not going to let the seller, the bank, dictate what we're looking at doing. If enough people out there do it, the banks are going to change ways on how they handle doing business. I'm not saying that's going to happen overnight, but the thing that I think is really unfortunate, if you're an unsuspecting buyer or you're not very savvy yet in the market and you overpay for a property, you're never going to make money on that. So what I would caution you to do is anytime you see REO, don't assume it's a good deal. Make sure you do homework, stand your ground, and then wheel and deal with the bank. If they don't want to play ball with you, go on to another property. Because remember, the key is really finding the most motivated sellers. If the banks aren't motivated, move on to something else. So this is Jurek signing off from the beautiful island of Hawaii. And I want to tell you to hang loose, or shaka. And I also want to tell you to believe and achieve. Go make it happen today. Take care now. Bye-bye.